So to go to your point on, who's a good candidate for this, I think, from my perspective, certainly we would love it if leadership would take the lead and be great examples in their organizations, because we want to equip them not only to understand this aspect of like, how should I be viewing the horizon? What are those dimensions that maybe I've been overlooking and not really coaching my team on, so they can lead their own teams and start to create incentive programs internally that recognize, hey man, who's the soft skill superstar this week, right? And really start to lay down a groundwork to say that, what's our definition of done as it relates to a successful project? Is that we had a deployment that didn't have a failure, didn't have a bunch of errors? Or is it the fact that when we sold this project, the client said they wanted to double EBITDA, or they wanted to increase, their service efficiency by 30%? Okay, how do we measure that? And therefore, how do we go all the way down to make sure that the people first dimensions of that are actually realized? And when we start to do that, we start to change the paradigm inside of our organization about what's really most important about how we engage. So we certainly would love to talk to leadership, right? We provide support for private cohorts for their teams, so they can set up one that's unique to their business. We also work, department heads, and then individual growth-minded learners can join one of our public cohorts.
Yeah, let's talk about that. But before I want to talk a little bit about how people can engage public, private cohorts, things like that. And then, but you reminded me of one thing that I think is really important for the audience to know. You reminded me of something, a training course where, as a leader, I was required to go. They call it the parent going with the kids. And when we showed up, they said, the reason you're in the room is because when we teach these people these crazy ideas, we want you to witness them. So when they come back, you're like, you're out of your mind, right? And so if I'd gone up for 2 days and then come back and say, oh, I'm so excited for you guys to go up there. What you're saying is, if you can get leadership involved first, arguably have them get engaged with your methodology, then that's a huge KPI for success of the organization and those behaviors and those changes, even for the most gregarious, open-minded, people type people. That would be ideal, right? Is leadership getting involved as the parent, if you will, and then bringing the kids along. Dude, it completely changed the way we did things in this organization. I mean, complete 180, and I would have definitely been against it. And I would tell you that it had a big impact on my career. So that radical change, it was a nice job of getting me to buy in first before I asked my people to do it.